May it please the court. Your Honor, opposing counsel, members of the jury, I am Tim Knight, and today we are here to discuss this book. This book is Pressumed Innocent by Scott Turow. Scott Turow is the best-selling author of 7 novels, has won many awards such as Time Magazine's Best Fiction Novel in 1999. I have read this interesting book and have been hooked from the start. This book offers many plot twists which create a juicy story that makes me not want to put this book down. I will explain how this book is quite exceptional by doing 2 things. First, I will reenact a scene from this book, and second, I will read and analyze my favorite part. I then ask you to come back after I have reviewed this book on my closing statement to consider all the evidence and ask that you read this book. Thank you. Perfection. It is impossible. My opposing counsel just described a perfect book. However, no book is perfect. I am Pheonix Knight, and today I am here to pull out the flaws in this book. Members of the jury, I have read this book, and in reading this book I came across many law terms, and unless you're an experienced lawyer like me, you wouldn't understand them. This book also had a few confusing flashbacks that made me wondering what was going on at times. And finally, the author would randomly switch between using the character's last name and first name. Sometimes what I thought would be 2 people turned out to be just 1. My job here today is to point out all the evidence in this book before you make your decision in choosing to read this book or not. Thank you. Now I'd like to begin by reenacting my skit. Myself and my opposing counsel will be playing our representative roles in this scene. Thank you. Now, as a background to the scene we're about to recreate, I will be playing Mr. Stern, who is representing the main character in this story, Rusty Savage. Now, my opposing counsel will be representing the state and their attorney, Nico Della Guardia. I hope you enjoy. Thank you. May it please the court, I'm Nico Della Guardia. Members of the jury, today we are here to discuss the death of Mrs. Pheonix. The evidence will show that Mr. Savage and Mrs. Pheonix had a personal relationship that went on several months before the murder. He was in her apartment, she called him, he called her. It is, as I would say, a personal relationship, an intimate relationship. However, Mr. Savage became jealous when he found out this wasn't the only relationship Mrs. Pheonix was in. The other relationship was with the prosecuting attorney, Mr. Raymond Hogan. Thank you. How are we to answer this, Rusty Savage and I? What can we say when Mr. Della Guardia tells you about 2 fingerprints, but not another? What can we say when the evidence today will show that there are gaps, suppositions, gossip, and innuendos? What can we say today when the distinguished public servant is put on trial based on circumstantial evidence, as which you will determine does not approach the standard of reasonable doubt? Reasonable doubt. The prosecution must prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. But who is Rusty Savage? He is not simply, as Mr. Della Guardia put, as a top deputy at the prosecuting office. He is the top deputy at the prosecuting office. Listen today to see what he has done for all of us. Thank you. I will now read my favorite passage from this book. The defendant is presumed innocent. Innocent. As you sit here, you have got to be thinking, Mr. Savage didn't do it. I'm sorry, sir. In the first row, what's your name? Malkovich? Mr. Malkovich, did Mr. Savage commit the crime that he is charged with? Malkovich, a stout, middle-aged man, who has his paper folded in his lap, shrugs. I wouldn't know, Judge. Mr. Malkovich, you are excused. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you again what you are to presume. Mr. Savage is innocent. I am the judge. I am telling you that. Presume he is innocent. When you sit there, I want you to look over and say to yourself, there sits an innocent man. Now, the reason I like this part so much is because the author effectively uses repetition, and this passage is a good representation of what the legal system should be. Thank you. When we look at this book, we compare it to other books on the honors sophomore curriculum. I believe that this book goes most and can connect most with 1984. Now the reason for this is they both have to do a lot with what you know and what other people know and believe. Thank you. Today you've heard a little bit about my book, Pressumed Innocent. It is by far one of my favorite books. I really enjoyed it, and I'm sure you will too. I highly recommend picking this up from your local library. Thank you. This book is not perfect. It is somewhat confusing, however, I will give my opposing counsel the benefit of the doubt. The author does use their techniques very well in this, and quite personally, I did enjoy the book very well. I also would recommend that you go and check it out at your local library. Thank you.